everyone in town would know that you're crazy and you take pictures of yourself at home.
This is why Germ doesn't work at Walmart's photo development
Oh
center.
yeah, there'd be like a huge controversy. Like, how come everyone has copies of my duck faces? It's like calendars. It's November. It's December. And you saw also Occupy Wall Streets,
Yeah.
which were
But that instigated me big time. And then what instigated me more is that I went and saw, I was at Occupy Wall Street. I interviewed Lawrence, who ends up being an instrumental part of building Valhalla at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I'm kind of standing around. I end up interviewing another politician guy who's kind of known. And then I see freaking David Suzuki.
Yeah.
He's just across the street, just standing there, just looking and like kind of putting his head on it. He's like kind of scratching his head, like trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? He's trying to feel like the energy of the space. But he's David Suzuki, and he's got a very memorable face, right? So I see him, I'm like, that's fucking David Suzuki. So I run over, and it's the first time I filmed an interview, like a real interview with somebody who like
Real reporting.
And it got like 50,000 views.
Yeah, that was real reporting.
It was
you were
real
live on
report-
the scene.
I was live on the scene. Something
found
happened.
the most
I found
interesting
guy,
guy.
the most interesting person who clearly has a track record and understands how to speak to the youth and understands how to speak to marginalized communities, who's Canadian famous, kind of world famous, but Canadian famous definitely.
Definitely.
And then yeah, I just recognized him and I did the interview and he had great stuff to say and it went viral and it was amazing. So that instigated me, the youth, mobilizing.
And this is something that everyone needs to remember. David Suzuki is an environmentalist and generally an awesome guy.
Oh, of course.
Let me tell you something. He was at Occupy Wall Street. What does that tell you? And I'm sure if you ask him about fucking Agenda 21, if he's real and not given a lot of money, he'll tell you it's bullshit. It's fucking garbage. Because the people that are part of the World Economic Forum, how did they get rich? You think they're just like, it just fell from the sky on them? They made money selling arms.
Pillaging resources.
Yeah. Selling oil, selling arms, selling
gold,
weapons.
selling whatever,
Bro.
Anything to extract from nature.
And we're talking real rich people. I'm not talking about the guy who owns Nike. We're talking about like they're selling bombs, bro. They're bombing things and then getting paid to rebuild the thing. Those are the type of people we're talking about. So they can't decide how the world gets saved because they're the ones that make it awful. Well, they're literally the ones that we're about to stop.
The front line has also changed as it's digital. You know, at the end of the day, anyone who's listening to this, I have this one big crutch, which is that I don't have a voice or I don't have an ability to reach my voice if I'm cut from the internet in some way, shape, or form, or if I'm banished from the public forum. That is the internet. And that's what happened to you in terms of the algorithms and Instagram. That's what happens to a bunch of different people who are speaking their version of the truth. And whether they're right or they're wrong, there's some level of letting people speak their truth that I think we need to continuously respect. And we should allow people to live their truth by having choice and understanding that, look, if the vaccines work, if the masks work, if you want to quarantine, if you want your grandmother to be safe, and she should quarantine, and we quarantine the old folks' homes where most people have died.
Everybody knows by now what the plan is. We should just open up and let people who are compromised, we care about them. We care about them. We make sure they get their vitamin C. And we take them outside. Come out for a walk and stuff like that.
Vitamin D.
We care about them.
Vitamin
That's
D,
what it's we all know that. But there's a fucking group of people that are hiding behind the color of politics and stuff like that. They're just manipulators. They're people that you want to cut out of your life. And they're fucking trying to find their way back in. Oh, you can't talk about certain things because it triggers me. I was like, okay. Why does it trigger you? Oh, well, you can't talk about it now because I'm offended. It's like, okay, so you're going to silence a debate on a thing because you have an emotional inability to keep your emotions in check.
Or to just like realize that you can have differences with people.
The world is about compromise. If you think you get to control other people because you just left your mom's basement, that's not how the world works. The world is about compromise, and everyone's rights are kind of like their own and until they interact with someone else. But if you start infringing on someone else's rights to think a certain thing, or like they're not being evil by thinking a different thought than you, and you have to really get over that. Some people are too, and I think it's a strategy. They know what they're doing.
Oh, they're phenomenally good at
They're
psychology.
manipulating.
Well,
they're manipulating
there's
the people.
There's AI now. There's AI.
I'm talking
now.
about humans who are saying you can't talk about that because it triggers me.
I get it.
These people are manipulating you, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Of course, and there's now technology that's coming out that's watching your camera while you watch things like Instagram or
they're tracking your eyes,
tracking your eyes, or tracking your emotion. They're just tracking the micro expressions that your face.
That's why that guy was smiling so hard in the future. He's not happy. The AI is watching his fucking ass, and if he doesn't smile exactly ear to ear, it's over for you, buddy. Look how happy he is. The fucking robots are watching me. Okay, yeah, you were saying they're tracking us?
Well, I mean, they're tracking our face, they're tracking our emotions, and therefore they're able to track our response. And if they know that a particular emotion or a particular type of cat or a particular type of animal or a particular astrological sign speaks to you in some way, shape, or form, they can deliver you covert messages through those emotions, right? Like because
everyone believes that it's for ads, right? Because today I'm trying to get on all these stupid.
It is for ads.
I release an album. I'm trying to get on the whatever the apps that people are listening to music on, right?
Yes,
I'm trying to
that's
get
how
on
it gets
there.
funded.
I'm a guy who just gets it done. Who's saying they're gonna do it? You're gonna do it. You want some money? Here's some money. Let's go. And as soon as that transaction, that happens in 30 minutes. But right after that, what do I get? Ads out the wazoo because they know that what I'm after is, we're talking about 30 minutes, and they know. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a guy in the room with me, and he's like, he's trying to buy fucking things. And then they start sending me ads everywhere. If I go on any app, there's ads about, pay this guy, and he'll get you your music here, and we'll get you more people, and we'll get you people to listen to it. It's just nonstop. It's so obvious that
you're also researching, and they're just seeing your digital imprint.
Yes, but who is doing this?
People,
Facebook, maybe.
It's a system.
One of the apps who bought the
it's an AI.
Yeah, but it's
robots.
It's money. It's money, right?
Yes, so it's definitely money.
Someone's trying to make ad revenue.
Yes.
This Facebook does that. Google does that.
Yes, they build
by
the AIs.
downloading these apps, they make you sign an agreement where they're allowed to bot check you. They're the ones who checking that for that fight for the revenue of the ad. So when the ads start coming, you don't know if it's Corporation B or Corporation A, but you can deduct that it's both of them together. Trying to get the click, trying to get the impression, trying to get the percentage of the buy. Now, that is going to happen regardless. In fact, the world is going to come to a point, and it is right now, where humans are ads, and they don't even fucking know it. They're there squatting in their tracksuit that they just bought online and gave Jeff Bezos money. I'm fucking so cool. I just bought this tracksuit. Does it validate me? That's literally what they're doing, trying to get fucking likes. Your tracksuit didn't do anything in your life, friend. It's a fabric made by Chinese slaves or Uyghur slaves. Whatever, I'm probably wrong on this type of slave, but you're trying to validate yourself. We all have to admit it. There's a mental issue that's happening, and it's advancing with this. People are losing their minds, and you could tell on social media. If you came to a photo development place and you gave your photos, and I kept seeing selfies, and I'm developing your photos, I'd be freaked out, dog. If fucking every photo was a selfie, and it's all like the same, like duck lip, I'd be like, oh my God. And then you come back the next month with more, I'd be freaking out. I'd be showing everyone your photos. Everyone in town would know that you're crazy and you take pictures of yourself at home.
This is why Germ doesn't work at Walmart's photo development center.
Oh, yeah. There'd be like a huge controversy. Like, how come everyone has copies of my duck faces? It's like calendars. It's November. It's December.
Isn't that guy down the street? Isn't that Ricky?
Look, these things are serious. And back in the day, we would have had a talk about it. But now, because it might trigger people, it's normalized, and we need to talk about this.